Well, the Major League Baseball season got started this past weekend. So here today, we decided to talk some baseball, and no better man to talk baseball than Indiana head baseball coach Jeff Mercer to get some updates on some of his guys playing around the country, different summer ball leagues and things like that. Many of them doing quite well. Coach, how we doing here in late July?
Doing great, doing great. It's been a good summer. Obviously all things considered, and been nice to be with my family and be a dad a little bit. I'm a lot better dad than I was 6 months ago, so it's just been really good. Thank you.
Coach, we're going to talk about some of your guys that are playing in some different leagues, mostly here in the Midwest. But before we talk about your specific players on the roster, I want to talk about you and your staff and how you've handled recruiting these last few months and the times that we're in as the recruiting process has turned almost exclusively into a virtual setting. How's that gone?
I truly think that it's really been just a continuation of our strengths to begin with, right? Relationship building, player development, being able to really communicate that way. The technology piece really has been a strength for us to be able to utilize those pieces in a way that relays our message very coherently, effectively, and efficiently to our recruits. So I feel like our recruiting is in a really good place, and it's always been based around relationships. So we haven't felt the need to panic or to rush or to offer guys outside of our normal purview. And I feel like we're doing really well. So it's been good. There's a lot of things that we've learned from this, ways to communicate and use technology to our advantage, which really, again, is in our strength and in our wheelhouse, being able to communicate those things. So I feel really good about it.
Very good. Well, Coach, let's talk about some of your guys that are busy here this summer. It's been fun to just follow along, at least from my perspective, follow along on social media. You've obviously had closer contact than that, but a lot of different guys getting looks, whether it be here in Indiana at the Grand Park Summer League, at that wonderful facility in Westfield and Victory Field. So let's start with some guys that have been playing there in Westfield, in Cole Barr, Drew Ashley, Grant Richardson. There's not enough time here in the conversation to run through all the guys because there's a whole bunch of Hoosiers in that league there. But I know a lot of your guys are turning some heads with some positive play.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. We probably had our program playing better in summer ball than for any team I've ever been a part of or been with. Just you look up and down offensively on the mound. Everywhere you turn, we've got a bunch of guys playing really well, which really is a testament to the work that they put in. There's a little part of you as a coach, as we kind of talk behind the scenes, there's a little part of you where like, Dad, we're doing the things now that I thought we would do through the course of this spring, but it is what it is and it can't be helped. But it is great to see the fruits of their labor come to fruition this summer and the success that they've had. So, yeah, you look at a guy like Cole Barr, for example, where, when the season ends, Cole's playing great. He's just starting to take off and has played great this summer and really taking his game to the next level. And there's been a bunch of those guys across the board, but it has been really exciting to follow and to watch and to talk to the scouts and to hear the success of their summer. I've been really, really proud. We've all been very excited for them.
You mentioned the Grand Park Summer League here in Indiana, sticking with the Midwest, where a good majority of your Hoosier athletes are playing here, but the Northwoods League is very, very busy. The Coastal Plains League, I know, has some of your guys, Connor Manis, Matt Litwicki, and Braden Scott, just to name a couple of them. And again, those guys are getting a lot of love.
Yeah, the arms have been really, really good. Litwicki and Manis. I don't think Manis has given up a run in college or in summer ball. Obviously, Matt Litwicki has continued to throw really well. He was on such a good path coming out of the spring and into the summer. McCabe Brown, David Platt, a lot of those guys, Braden Scott, Ty Bothwell, have all thrown really, really well. The velocity continues to climb. The stuff climbs. The pitchability has really upticked. All those things, the management pieces, have really made them a success this summer. And obviously, excited and looking forward to having those guys do it in the Hoosiers uniform this coming year.
Coach Mercer, obviously with the season ending as it did, this summer ball span has to be so critical for these guys from a development standpoint for everybody, but I think especially for guys that have so much of their college career still left in front of them. And Ethan Vikrumba, you mentioned a David Platt, guys like that just maybe got their feet wet in a Hoosier uniform this past spring, but have had, these last few months to develop. And as I said at the start there, they have so much in a Hoosier uniform left in front of them.
Absolutely, and that's what makes us even more fortunate to have like the Grand Park League start up this year, to have our guys have the opportunity to go up there and play and around the country, have some of the leagues that hung in there and played baseball. You make all the plans and you do all the practice and you do all these things, but at the end of it, you have to play, you have to participate, you have to experience the successes and the failures, the highs and the lows, and that was what our guys really needed. They needed to experience that, and now they're getting a chance to do that and having great success. So baseball is back in a small way, and we're very excited and fortunate about that.
Coach, as you maybe hear from scouts or see what scouts are talking about, what stands out to you about whether they're asking you about some of your guys or what they ever noticed about some of these guys, just from the things that you've heard, what stood out?
The thing that I've heard over and over again from scouts and from summer ball guys is our guys, their investment into their work, their professionalism, the way they go about their day-to-day business, really I think stands out by comparison to a lot of guys. And I think that's what we're the most proud of is their professionalism as a person, how they evaluate their career and what they have to do on a day-to-day basis, and how that impacts the way they're able to go out and perform. So every game is an opportunity, or every day is an opportunity for those guys to go out and really perfect their craft. But it starts with the process of the work that they're doing. And so now the success in the game is just the outcome of what they work towards. So I hear those things a lot. I hear their gamesmanship, the ability to execute in the game, to play, right? It's a lot different coming up and getting a hit with 2 outs and nobody on in a 2-0 count. It's a lot different than a guy on second and third in the infield and you got a left-on-left matchup. And you got to have an at-bat. It's a lot different when you're coming in to get double play ball with the guy on first and second and a right on right. Got to execute a sinker and a slider and get out of it. Those things, that they've been very complimentary of our guys' ability to go out and execute in the moment. The gamesmanship, I think that really is undervalued until it's right there in front of your face, and then you know how important it really is.
Final question for you, Coach, but 2 more guys that I wanted to at least mention in our conversation here. That's an exciting time for Indiana that we are able to talk about here are 2 transfers that are coming in, joining you, that have had some college experience, but Craig Yoho and Jacob Southern coming from some different spots. Yoho is an Indiana guy. Jacob Southern comes from Jacksonville, and what those guys will add to your program, 2 exciting additions to your club.
Absolutely. Both of them are very serious, very focused, and diligent young men. I've really enjoyed getting to know them through the recruiting process and through the summer here. But both of them, I feel like from a cultural standpoint, from an environment, really fit into what we believe in, the way that we work. Craig, being an Indiana guy, some utilitiness to him, has played multiple positions, as caught and pitch, some real physicality offensively. I really like his demeanor. And then in Southern coming in as a catcher, played first base, really high level offensive ceiling that has really started to show this summer. He's hit really well this summer, and I can't wait to get to work with him, because I think for both of them, they both had nice college careers, but there's a lot of meat left on the bone, as we'll kind of say, and there's a lot left there for them to achieve. So I can't wait to get to work with them. I think they're going to really impact us in a positive way.
Well, Coach, we can't thank you enough for helping us check in on some of your guys from around summer ball, and with Major League Baseball returning. I know for myself and baseball fans everywhere, we're itching to get back to Bart Kaufman Field to watch the Hoosiers as well. Appreciate your time, Coach. Hope all is well.
Thanks so much.